Good afternoon, students. So, in the evolution of management thought, okay, totally how many stages we have? 3 stages we have. One is classical approach, neoclassical approach, and modern. So, classical approach already I have explained. In classical approach, we have 3 points over there. What are the 3 points in classical approach? Scientific management, administrative management, and bureaucratic management. So, today we are going to discuss with the neoclassical approaches. Okay, so actually, what is who has given this theory? Okay, those all things we are going to see over here. So first you see my neoclassical theory deals with the human factor. Elton Mayo pioneered the human relations to improve levels of productivity and satisfaction. The approach was first highlighted by the improvements known as Hawthorne experiments conducted by Leonard Plant of Western Electric Company between 1927 and 1932. Eldon Mayo and Mary Parker Follett are the main contributors to human relations approach. Neoclassical approach also causes behavior science management, which is a further refinement of human relations approach. So here actually what is the main theory of this neoclassical approach means nothing but here total the Mayo, nothing but Eldon Mayo. He is called a father of this neoclassical human relations approach. So totally what he has done means he has totally nothing but focused on the human relations, nothing but those who are working in an organization, okay, on those employees he has focused that how the humans should be treated in the organization, okay, with him, okay, nothing but he has given an experiment, and the experiment has been improved. Hawthorne experiment he has given, okay, it is conducted at Leonard Plant of Western Electric Company between 1927 and 1932. Okay, so here what happens means after here he has given first human relations approach, afterwards later it has developed to the behavior science management. So that's why in neoclassical approaches we are going to see 2 points, that is that is human relations approach, and second one is behavior science management. Okay, so as per your syllabus you have a behavior science management, okay, but also once again we will see that what about the human relations approach here. Okay, Seema, human relations approach. Human relations movement deals with the factors which encourage higher performance on the part of workers. Okay, nothing but the approach which is given by the Mayo, what he is saying that totally they will be encouraging the performance of part of workers, nothing but their working conditions and everything. See our point here, the improvement of working conditions, lowering hours of work, improvement of social relationship of workers. Besides monetary gains, helping in increasing productivity, the giving of importance to human beings was the main thrust of human relationships approach. So finally by that what we can understand means nothing but this theory which is given by the Mayo, what he is saying that nothing but the employees or else the workers who are working in the organization, nothing but to give a less time of work for them and to improve the social relationship between the workers, and if they are working more hard they should be giving some benefits. Okay, so by that what happens, the workers or else the laborers they will work more efficiently and they will increase the productivity also. That is the main thing in the human relationships approach. Okay, so afterwards here a introduction he has given regarding the Mayo. So the pioneer of this approach, Eldon Mayo, as an Australian by birth, went to United States and joined the staff of Harvard University. He later on became a professor of industrial research and Harvard Graduate School of Business Studies. His interests were primarily in people in organizations. His widely read books are The Human Problems of Industrial Civilization and The Social Problems of an Industrial Civilization. Eldon Mayo and his associates greatly contributed to the human relationship approach, and Mayo is rightly called the father of human relations movement. So in this paragraph he has given an introduction regarding the Eldon Mayo, nothing but where he has studied, where he has given the birth, where he has studied, or later on what he has done, everything he has given in this paragraph. Okay, so afterwards what he has done, you see Mayo is known for his work on the project which is commonly referred to as Hawthorne studies. An extensive investigation was started in 1927 at the Hawthorne plant near Chicago. of the Western Electric Company. These studies were conducted to determine the effect of a better physical facilities on workers' output. A number of experiments were conducted on the workers to find out the impact of different situation on their efficiency. So here what he is saying is he has started an experiment in 1927. Nothing but investigation he has started in the 1927 on what? On human. Nothing but on workers they have started. He has started an experiment. He has started a work on experiment that in different situations how the workers their efficiency will be there. In what situations their efficiency will be varied. So that was the point over here. Okay, so here what happened next, you see Mayo was the first person to advocate for the understanding of workers problem in the context of growth of science and technology. As the science and technology is going, who are affecting over there? Workers are affecting over there. Why? Because if technology improving means automatically the labor usage will be less. So that is the first over the point over here. Okay, E and his associates pointed out here, workers are not simply cogs in the machinery. Workers are just not like a machinery. So they should be treated like the humans over there. The employee morally both individually and in groups could have a significant effect on productivity. So here what happens means as an organization, first of all they have to motivate the employees morally or physically in any ways. They have to morally they have to develop the employees. They have to employees grouply either individually also. So by that what happens means they will work more hard and their efficiency will be increased. With that what happens, even the productivity of the organization will also increase. Next, see the third point, the manager should adopt a more people-oriented approach to the management by recognizing the people are essential social beings of not merely economic beings. So what he is saying means people should be treated nothing but the people who are working, they should be treated as social human beings. They should not see like economic beings. Okay, next, as social beings they are members of a group, and hence the management should understand the group attitude and psychology, so while finding the solution in its routine problem. So here what happens means as a social human being, so what the organization should think that the group of members, okay, they understand that they are nothing but they have to see that how the group of members are there in the management and what is their attitude and what is their psychology. As per that they have to manage the organization. Okay, so this is the human relations approach, and the experiment which is given by the Mayo. Once you see Hawthorne experiment he has conducted on the humans, so nothing but on workers he has conducted. So what is that you see? All the experiments were criticized for lack of scientific and vigorous research. The experiments were too narrow and warrant generalizations. Despite these observations, Mayo works on a turning point in the development of management thought. So here what happened means Hawthorne experiment has given, but some of the scientists or as per scientific research, they have criticized it. They have criticized this experiment. Why they have criticized this experiment means Hawthorne studies brought out the following observations. So what are the observations he has brought over here? You see, the impact of social factors was visible on productivity of workers. Nothing but what are the social factors which are there in the organization? Those all factors will be on workers only. Why? Because if workers are working, automatically the productivity will be increased. So here what he says that if workers are given nothing but if workers are provided good benefits, automatically they will work more hard and the productivity will be increased over. Informal work groups have a great influence on productivity and attitudes. Informal, so actually here we will be having formal and informal. Informal means nothing but the structure which is formed by the organization, that is called as a formal, whereas informal means nothing but it is not related to the organization, like you can say labor unions. Okay, they will discuss their personal over things. So that kind of groups are called as informal groups. So here what happens means if informal groups, even informal groups also, if suppose they are forming informal groups, in informal groups they will discuss their personal things. Those all things they will discuss. If there are any difficulties to any one of the employee, they will discuss over there and they will clear it. So by that what happens means a group discussion will be there. Even that also will be influenced on the organization. Next, the informal leaders acceptable to informal groups and have more influence on the behavior of the workers. So here the informal leaders, what happens means they will discuss the problems regarding the other employees or workers, and they will finally they will discuss with the higher authorities and they will solve the problem. Proper communication system is necessary for better understanding between management and workers. So compulsory, as per the Hanthron experiments, what they say that there should be a proper communication system between the management and the workers. Next, the experiment showed that a balanced approach should be taken for the whole situation. So as per this experiment, what it is saying is that there should be a balanced approach between the management and the worker. There should be a balanced approach. Okay, so these are the points on the Hanthron experiment. So later what he has given, evolution of the human relations. Till now what I have discussed, those all again points they have repeated over here, ma. So importance and contribution, once you see the same points what I have said, again those all points are there. And limitations are nothing but a disadvantages by nothing but human relations approach. This human relations approach is also suffering some limitations. So what are those limitations you see over here? This approach gives more attention to human factor, other factors have been ignored. So this approach, what the Mayo, as he has given this human relation approach, no? So what is the factor over here means this is giving only importance to the human, not to the other factors which are there in the organization. In the organization will be having so many factors, so it is ignoring all of the factors and they are focusing only on the human factor. So that is one of the disadvantage over here. The persons working in an organization do form social groups but not a family. So here what happens means who are working in an organization, they can form only social group. Okay, nothing but they can be only up to their requirement, or else after recruiting they will be only up to their resigning or else. Okay, but what happens means they can't form a family with that members. So all employees may not be satisfied by non-economic incentives. So here what happens means all employees may not be satisfied, nothing but the incentives which they are given, they will not be satisfied by this. So it may not be possible to assume that everybody is happy in informal groups. So here one more point we can say, as the informal groups are there, nothing but in informal groups I have said, nothing but there will be a one leader and nothing but we can call it as a union. So what happens means all of the members who are there in that group, they won't be happy. Okay, why? Because the decision which has taken, the decision which has taken by the leaders, it depends upon the major people. Human relationships approach consider the feelings and aspirations value working in an organization. This approach created an awareness that satisfied persons can improve their performance and job satisfaction. So by this human relationship approach, what is as the person who is working more hard, nothing but who is dedicated to his work, that person will be satisfied. Okay, and he can improve his performance. Okay, this is regarding in neoclassical approach. This is human relations approach. And the next topic in the neoclassical, we have a behavior science movement. Okay, so here already I have said to you, topic wise you have to prepare for each topic compulsory. You have to write a notes over there. You have to prepare a notes.